everyone, and welcome back to Healing Gems. I'm Gemma. Thank you for joining me again today. So today we're going to be talking about grounding and the possible health benefits just in general and for conditions like chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, etc. So I've just bought myself my first grounding mat. I've been hearing lots about them lately. A lot of my friends have got them. So it's just, I've gone for just a simple grounding mat which will be placed under your feet to start off with. It comes with a cord and a plug which you will put into the mains and switch off, but no electricity actually is conducted through these. So just as a quick disclaimer before we get started, this obviously doesn't constitute any medical advice. I'm not promoting any particular product. I'll talk about the one that I've bought, but I'm not affiliated to them at all. It's just a product that I researched and found that I'm going to give a go. So, just use this information for your own purpose and research before you decide to do it or not. And just as a caveat to that, obviously grounding, you can do grounding using a mat, but you can do grounding completely for free by going outside and walking on the grass. But it's winter here in the UK, we've just had a bit of snow and it's a bit too cold for me to go outside at the moment and walk around in my garden barefoot. So I've opted for the grounding mat, and in summer I'll probably go outside a little bit more and walk around in bare feet. So again, that is an option to you as well if you, at the moment, don't want to have a grounding mat or can't afford a grounding mat. So what is grounding? So I'm not an expert on this by any means, but back in the day, humans have always been in contact with the ground. Before we got like rubber-soled shoes, before we had lots of indoor desk jobs, we would be outside working in the field, and we've always been connected to the ground. And the ground has an energy about it which can revitalise the body. It can discharge negative electrons, and that's probably even more important than ever before, because we are surrounded by different devices like laptops, mobiles, TVs, screens, PlayStations, you name it. All of these interfere with our human electromagnetic field that we do have, and there's scientific research to show that humans have this electromagnetic field which comes away from the body, and it can get disrupted and interrupted by all of these other devices and their waves that they are putting out into the world. So that's going to have some impact upon our body. So grounding, I think, helps to discharge the body of all of these kind of things. So the mat that I've decided to use, and I can put a link below, is called Groundology. So they also do sheets for the bed, which go underneath your main sheet and you sleep on them. So a word of warning, if you have chronic fatigue or these kind of things, again, remember to always start slow. Our body, compared to people who are fit and healthy, they may react in ways to these products. So we need to start slow. So I wouldn't recommend, either with a mat or a grounding sheet, to just switch it on and sit there for hours like they do say. You can go sleep on it for 8 hours a day. I wouldn't recommend that for someone with chronic fatigue. I would start really, really slow. Lie on it, put your feet on it for 5 minutes and see how you feel, and then work your way up from there, because you don't want to cause any sort of like big reactions in the body. So I could just read out a little bit about what they say and the benefits of grounding. So benefits: improved immune function, improved digestion, improved sleep, more rapid healing of injuries, a reduction of high blood pressure and improved blood flow, which can be a problem with chronic pain where your blood vessels really tighten up. I get really cold hands and cold feet, so I'm hoping that it's going to help with that as well. It's harmonisation and stabilisation of the body's biological rhythms, accelerated recovery from intense athletic activity, which is probably not what we're looking for here with, talking about chronic fatigue. And here they say it can help with many illnesses, and the top ones that they've got listed here are fibromyalgia, chronic inflammation, and with fibromyalgia I would put / chronic fatigue syndrome, because these two are like sisters. Arthritis, autism, insomnia, stress, anxiety, depression and irritability, PMS, menopausal symptoms, bad circulation, wounds, aches and pains, and if you have electro sensitivity. So big claims that this is giving, that they can possibly help with. So I'm always a little bit dubious about these things, how much is it really going to help me? But even if it can help 5%, even if it can help a little bit and start to get the body back into a bit more balance, then it's worth it. I think I paid, what did I pay? I think it was about £30 or something like that for this grounding mat, and the grounding sheets for the beds were obviously a little bit more expensive. So I think it's worth having a go. So this one you have to use in bare feet. So you put your feet on and you put your feet on the mat. So I'm going to try it for 5 minutes a day to start off with and gradually build my way up. Just looking what else they say on here. So here it is what we mentioned earlier about our modern environment. It's full of a wide spectrum of electromagnetic radiation from, say, what we said, computers, mobile phones, masts, radios, TV broadcasts, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, power lines, domestic wiring, the list goes on. This is the modern society that we live in. And the electromagnetic radiation induces voltages in our body, disrupting trillions of subtle electrical communications which are vital for the functioning of our body's systems. So by being grounded to the earth, i.e. using our new grounding mat or going outside and putting our feet directly on the earth in bare feet, we greatly reduce the levels of these induced voltages, as we are then effectively shielded by the Earth's large electrical masses. And there is a diagram on here, I don't know if you can see it. So they show like cells in the body, that the cells get clumped together when we have all this disruption to the body, and the grounding mat can help to free the cells and allow them to move much more easily around the body. So we're going to give it a go. So I will keep you posted as to how I'm getting on with this. And as I said, the company that I have bought it from is called Groundology, but there are many out there that you can have a look at using. Do your own research, find what feels comfortable for you. And again, like I said, if you can't afford to have a mat at the moment, or you're a bit worried about using a grounding mat, just go outside, put your feet on the earth. If you're in a hot country, lie down on the ground. The more skin exposure you can get to the ground, the better. And that can be, your garden, it could be a beach, anywhere where you're directly in contact with the earth's natural environment. Okay, so hope this helped. If you've got any experience of using grounding mats, please pop information in the comments below. It might help me, it might help other people to see what your experience has been like. But again, as I said, start slowly, because I know with many things that I have tried, and the chronic fatigue personality has a tendency to go, right, full throttle, I'm doing this, I'm all in, I'm gonna, spend my life sitting on the grounding mat until I'm better. Don't do that. So start slow, introduce it slowly so your body has a chance to get used to it and go from there. Okay, so good luck, and I'll keep you posted.